episode 348 of No Laugh Track podcast here at Acme Comedy Company in Minneapolis. We're here at Acme in Minneapolis because we couldn't do it anywhere else. This is their podcast. I'm the lucky guy that gets to host it, Justin Severson. I am here with a guest I just met a few minutes ago. Been looking forward to this since his shortened week was announced here at Acme. Joe List is on the stage with me right now.
Hello, thank you. And I'm bummed that it's a shortened week, by the way. My agent, who I love, and I think is a tremendous agent, but he booked me Thursday through Saturday. I didn't even know it was an option to be here all week. And I got to tell him I would have been happy to because I love the city and I love the club. So next time, hopefully I'll be here for a week. I would come here for 2 weeks. It's a beautiful town.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. You're not the first. You know what I'm noticing? It's not quite 50-50. There's some people that come do the whole week, Tuesday through Saturday. Others are what you're doing, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I mean, I'm a little, I was also in L.A. on Monday and Tuesday, so it would have been tough because I had other stuff going on. Yeah,
but,
what you should say right now is that I tried really hard to get here Tuesday, but I had such big stuff booked months ago.
I did have
big Hollywood stuff.
I was in Hollywood. It was the Burt Kreischer podcast, which isn't exactly like a big Hollywood. I wasn't in a Tom Cruise movie, but next time, hopefully I'll be here for longer because I really do love it here.
Excellent. I was at the show last night.
Oh,
very good job.
Thank you. Good? I feel like it was good, right? I feel like I didn't. I feel like I didn't get the full excitement. Was it all right?
You think so?
I don't know.
Why do you say that?
Well, I felt like
just because it's the first night.
Yeah, I don't know. I just felt like I didn't kill, and then I felt like you said I was here, you were here, but you didn't say it was amazing. So now I'm like, oh, gee, did I suck? Did I stink?
That's me trying to stretch that out so that we'll talk about it during the podcast.
Oh, great. All right, cool. I appreciate it.
What does he think? He was here. What does he think?
But no, it was good. It was fun. I enjoyed it.
I also saw you a few months ago.
Yes.
When I paid to come see Louis C.K. and I had no idea who he was performing with.
Oh, fun.
And then it was like, and a special guest, Joe List.
Oh,
like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, no, that was fun. That was
What a surprise.
That was a fun week. That was a fun week because it was nice. I did 10 minutes or something. There's something really fun about, I'm used to headlining on the road and being kind of the show. It's nice to just do 10 minutes, and then I would go back to the hotel sometimes. I'd go in the back and watch him. It's kind of nice.
Awesome. That's got to be great. Picking the best of the best for a 10-minute segment, right?
I appreciate being included in that group.
So I got to tell you, yesterday I was driving. You know how you can pull up to an intersection, usually like at a highway entrance or exit ramp, and there will be a person holding a sign asking for money.
Sure.
Right?
Of course.
Well, I pulled up to an intersection yesterday afternoon, and I was listening to your most recent album. I was listening to it on Apple Music.
Oh, thank you.
And
Jesus, great.
And laughing on and off throughout me listening to it. I pull up this intersection at a point where I'm laughing really hard. At the exact same time, I look over each side. There's a homeless guy on each corner.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like hysterically laughing by myself in my car in full view of these guys down on their luck asking for money.
Yeah, that's uncomfortable. That's always a bummer.
Yeah.
But sometimes you got to laugh, Sometimes you're laughing. But I've had that happen before where I'm walking with someone, we're just cracking up, and all of a sudden there's a homeless person asking for money. And I'm like, oh, sorry. And I just feel like you have to give money because you're like howling, laughing, just having the time of your life. And this poor person is...
Well, I didn't give them money, so thanks for making me feel better.
Yeah, no, you should feel terrible.
I could go back after this. It's a good chance those guys are still there.
Yeah, they haven't gone far, I'm sure.
I highly doubt it.
But I appreciate you listening to the album and enjoying it. That makes me feel good. And I think I get some kind of residual for that. It's probably like 9 cents or something.
Even if I didn't purchase it and I just have a subscription to Apple Music where I can download anything whenever I want?
I don't know. I don't know how that works, but somebody has told me, I've heard both versions, that you don't get paid for that, and I've heard that you do get paid for it. But I think it's like pennies, but you do get paid something.
Do you have change for $1? Because we could just do it right here.
I would love that. I would take that. But I don't. I have zero money.
Just to wrap that up, there was part of me that wanted to roll the windows down and be like, guys, it's Joe List. You ever even heard of Joe List?
Yeah, I'm listening to comedy.
You'll understand. If you knew this, you'd understand.
If you have the means, get the album, sir. And no, I appreciate it. I appreciate it being listened to at all.
Absolutely. So I want to know about your history at Acme. Besides last night when I was here and a few months ago when you were here with Louie, what is your history here at Acme? Have you been here before?
I've been here quite a bit, actually. I featured for Nick DiPaolo. I used to own for Nick DiPaolo for many years, and I think I was here in 2008. there's all the signatures in the back of the headliner. So I was
Yeah.
kind of trying to find DePaulo, and I think I did it with Tommy Johnigan once.
Oh, wow.
Also,
That's been a
'cause I
while.
for him for a long time. So I think I was here in like 2008, 2010, and then maybe again in like 2012-ish, maybe. I'm not sure. I think I came here with Johnigan. I can't remember. And then one time I was here, DePaulo did a theater through Lewis, the owner.
Yeah.
They booked him at a theater, and Mike Kaplan happened to be here that weekend. I came over and hung out with Kaplan.
Oh.
So, and then we went to a Twins game together also. So I've actually spent a fair amount of time here. Yeah, I've done it a few times.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, I love this club. I
Yeah.
mean, it's as I'm sure you know, and everyone knows, it has a reputation for being one of the top sort of 5 clubs.
Yeah.
It's a perfect room, and I know it's like the audience has been trained to be sort of quiet, like we'll kick you out kind of thing.
Mhm.
It has the low wood ceilings, the curtain, and the crowd's right on top of you. It's a special club for sure.
I could not agree more. I
Yeah.
love it.
First time headline, so it's like a dream come true. I've always wanted to headline this club
Awesome.
for sure.
Yeah. And you brought your wife along.
Yeah, my wife is here. She's not here.
She's being very quiet. Right
Yes,
now.
she's here. She doesn't like to talk. She likes to just sit in. No, she's at the hotel. She had a bunch of editing and stuff to do and work and stuff. So, but yeah, it's her first. It's not her first time here. She was here, I think, like 15 years ago or something. Like I don't know. I forget why. This would be where she would tell that story. But
You're right.
she's laid up in the hotel. So
Did she do like a? Remember they used to do Last Comic Standing auditions here.
yeah,
Any
maybe
chance she did one of those here?
It might have been something like that. I'm not sure. I can't remember why she was here, but she was here at one point.
Sure. And then last week, my guest on the podcast was her podcast co-host.
Oh, that Adrian Appalucci. Yeah. Adrian was here all week. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I got
love
to meet
Adrian.
Adrian
She's
last
a good
week.
buddy of mine. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. No, Adrian's awesome.
Yeah,
She is hilarious.
had a really good time getting to know her.
No, she's a good egg.
Absolutely, she was great. Something I want to bring up about the show when I came here to see you and Louie. It was they had nobody could have their phone in the club.
Yes.
So I assume you did other shows. That's just like the standard. No
yeah, he
phones
does
in
that
the
thing.
club?
Yeah, there's a thing called Yonder is the company that started doing it. I know Chappelle uses it. I think Rock and Louie. And it's pretty great. And they do it at Denver Comedy Works, too. That was the first club to
they
go
do?
no phone. Yeah, I was just
Okay.
there last week. And
So for your shows last week.
Yeah. So it was interesting, actually, because I've done a bunch of shows with Louie, and then Denver did it. So last night it was a weird moment where I was like, hey, that guy's got his phone. And then you're like, oh, you're allowed to have your phone here.
Okay.
It wasn't on or anything. It was just sitting on the table.
Yeah.
But, I think that might become standard as time goes on because I think people don't seem to mind. They do it at the Comedy Cellar, too. They started doing their own thing. They have little bags.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think a lot of these really great clubs started doing that, and it just is nice because it's like you don't have to worry about it. You don't see those faces lighting up with like that underlight.
Yeah.
And then some people will just go so far as to like answer the phone and be texting, which I never. If someone answers the phone, I'll kind of lose my mind a little bit.
Good.
When people
You
are
should.
texting, I'm like, I just kind of go, all right, well, they're addicted to their phone, so it's like a disease.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, I'll just go, all right, I'll just ignore them and move on. But it is nice when they don't have their phone. It's definitely, you can feel it in the room.
So you have noticed a difference. Okay. Yeah.
I think so. But I think also there's part of it, the counter to that, like part of the audience is like, they're like uncomfortable because they don't have their phone. I think people are so addicted to their phones now that when they don't have it, they feel uneasy.
Oh my God.
Myself included.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like it's an illness.
Yeah. Go wait in line somewhere.
Yeah.
And if you see somebody without their phone, it's like, did they lose it? Is
Yeah.
it broken?
It's bizarre. Yeah. I felt that way last week when I was in Denver. My phone just died, like couldn't be resurrected. And so I went like, I don't know, 28 hours without a phone. And it was weird. Like I used my wife's phone. I was like, called my mother in the club. I was like, hey, if you need anyone, just call my wife. And nobody needs you. It's just fine. But it was weird going in, waiting in line and stuff where I was like, I was doing a joke about it last night. Where
Oh,
I was
yeah,
like,
that's right. You did.
I was at the Cheesecake Factory with no phone. I was by myself. I'm like, I legitimately don't remember what you do. I was just looking at things.
Yeah.
And I felt like people were looking at me like, who's this maniac over here? It's
Uh-huh.
bizarre. But I've tried to take efforts to not look at like last night I'm going at like 6 p.m. I was like, I'm going to go airplane mode the rest of the night.
Okay.
I'm trying to be better about it because it's hard.
You liked a reply to one of I replied to one of your tweets,
Mhm.
and you liked it at about 11 something last night. That must have been when you got back.
I
on.
got back and turned my phone back off. Yeah. So, yeah, it's difficult. And I try to just look at the stuff that I need to look at and then put it away again. But it's hard.
Did you see this morning the hubbub back? You live in New York right now,
Yes.
correct? Did you see the hubbub with the rice cookers?
No, I don't know about the rice cookers.
They have shut down. Oh, here it is.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. You don't know about this?
No, I don't know. I watched a little news today, but it was all about I don't know, Trump's rally and then the congresswoman in Israel and something else.
Oh, right. Our congresswoman here in Minnesota.
Yes.
Yeah. This is okay. So I'm going to give you an update here. This is just from a few hours ago when I was doing some prepping at home. Police are on the hunt. This may have been updated.
Okay.
I don't know. Police are hunting for a person of interest who was last seen leaving at least 2 rice cookers in a subway station.
Oh, geez.
And sparking an evacuation in Lower Manhattan Friday morning.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Now, were they just rice cookers, or did they prove to be explosive devices, or?
Just rice cookers.
Okay.
No, false alarm, basically.
Oh, all right.
A white male in his 20s or 30s, I'll show this to you in a second here. White male in his 20s or 30s with dark hair was seen on video taking the 2 cookers out of a shopping cart and placing them on an upper and lower level at the Fulton Street subway station.
Oh, wow.
Are you familiar with the Fulton Street station?
Yeah, that's downtown. I mean, I'm never really down there. That's like the financial district.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, I have been down there, but that's not somewhere where I would regularly be. But that's where a ton of people are because it's the financial district.
Oh, sure, that makes sense. Police said the man appears to be homeless.
Ah.
I don't know how they get that, but it says the man appears to be homeless, wearing a blue T-shirt that appears to say Prime Day, Amazon Prime Day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
He's homeless, but he loves Amazon, and he's able to buy rice cookers.
He has black curly hair and a tattoo on his right arm. Just over an hour later, a 3rd rice cooker was found near a garbage can in Chelsea.
Wow.
The devices were initially believed to be pressure cookers, and they found out they were actually empty rice cookers.
Wow. It sounds like for a homeless guy, he has quite a bit of income. He's got an Amazon shirt. He's traveling. He's bought 3 rice cookers. He's got a tattoo.
Yeah, I'm going to show you the picture that they posted.
Sure.
What did they see in that? What did they see in that to say he appears to be homeless?
Yeah, that doesn't seem like a homeless. That looks like a commercial act. He looks like a comedian. Like a high-energy comic. He's got like a lot of hair. He looks like he showered that day. He's got an Amazon shirt.
There's no scraggly beard or wild hair.
Yeah. Or like a fungus of any kind. This is a heck of a device, by the way. What is it? This is just an iPad
with a giant case on it.
Oh, well, this is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, it took 3 people to write that article. The article is co-authored by 3 different people, and it's 1 paragraph. So,
well done, Olivia Ben Simon, Craig McCarthy, and Leah Ustinwich.
Yeah, they really
good job, guys.
Teamed up to come up with this idea that this guy's homeless.
Let's tag team this thing. I'm gonna
not
get
homeless.
Which one came? I think it was Craig that came up with the appears to be homeless.
Yeah, I'm gonna blame Craig on that one.
Blame Craig on that.
Well, I'm glad it was a false alarm or whatever. But hopefully he's not doing like a trial run here.
No kidding, right?
Yeah, it's scary. The subway scares me. It's like it's so packed, and it's definitely a target. Obviously,
I've been to New York a few times, and not many. One of the times we rode train, and sitting there and across the way was a woman who basically vomited all over her purse in her lap.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then got off on the same stop as us. In front of us,
and
she had never wiped her hands completely off, so she was holding the handrail.
Oh, wow.
It was just like, okay, she puts them there, puts them there, puts them there.
Oh, wow. Yeah, see, I'll put my hands on the handrails and stuff. I'm not a big germ guy, but when I really think about it, you're like, that is so disgusting.
Yeah.
But there's times I put my hand on it and it's warm, and I'll move to like a cooler spot because it feels like that weird warm heat, that hand warmth is what I meant to say.
Right.
It's just yucky.
I don't know why this is so warm.
It's a gross place.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, so last night they had the 3 contestants for the funniest person contest going on here.
Yeah.
Did you ever do anything like that on the way up?
Not.
I don't know if you know the thing about this. This is, they haven't been paid. They're straight amateurs.
Right.
Yeah.
I did like the Boston Comedy Festival, which is like a competition, but that was a little more like, it was a bunch of pros and stuff like really like big guys would kind of win it. But I did that a bunch and Last Comic Standing, but never at that like kind of newer level contest thing. I didn't do any of that stuff, but it's interesting. I can feel their nerves, that feeling of like a competition and waiting. They have to wait the whole show to find out who won is such like a just anxiety inducing.
And they can win the night and still not move on to anything.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they could be done.
Oh, interesting. Now, who judged it? Because it wasn't clear to me who was like the judge.
I'm not sure. I think it was. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Actually.
So it's just someone back there.
I'm
All
not
right.
guess. I know one time I come to the shows, a lot. Obviously, I like to see the show the day before I do the podcast. About a month or so ago, I was here on a Wednesday, and Brandon, one of the managers, who's helping us record today, he was like, "Hey, could you be one of the judges on this?" So I helped. About a month or so ago.
Yeah.
I think the guy that I thought was the best won that night.
Oh, good.
Feeling he's going to be moving on.
Yeah. Justice.
Yeah. I'm going through my list here like we talked about beforehand. I'm just knocking these off here. How am I doing so far?
So far, I think it's excellent. I'm enjoying myself very much. I keep turning to the audience as though there was an audience, but there's nobody here.
Yeah, why? They're not acknowledging anything we're saying.
No, they're very quiet. We're bombing right now. It's dead silent in here.
Hey, have you or vice versa? Has your wife ever seen you bomb? Have you ever seen her bomb?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, both ways. Yeah, it's pretty rough.
What is that like compared to watching anyone else that you're not in love with bomb?
It depends on the situation. Like if it's like a high pressure situation or like a show that you want to do well on, you bomb. It sucks because you're like, oh, we have to deal with each other's anger. But if it's a show that like everyone's bombing, it's kind of fun to be like, oh man, like we're tanking, and you kind of laugh about how bad the show was. So it can go either way, depending on like I said, like the expectations. Or because some shows you're like everyone's bombing, it's a bad situation.
Sure.
We're at like a veterinarian convention and they talked about their dead dog before, whatever it is, like this sad weird shows that you're like obviously it's gonna suck.
Yeah.
But when you think it's gonna go well and it doesn't go well, that's definitely a bummer.
Can either even just in general, can any comedian talk another one out of thinking they bombed? Or is it
little
just
bit.
Obvious? Do you know every time?
Yeah, a little bit, but like, no, you know enough. Like, it's the thing of like, well, sometimes the comics will be like, well, the ceilings are high, or like the mic wasn't working, but you're like, no, I know what a bomb was. And sometimes they'll be like, you just can't hear the laughs, but I'm like, no, I got a couple laughs, so I know what laughs would have sounded like. Like there's that weird moment where like one joke will kill and then the rest don't, but you're like, no, I know what a big laugh sounded like because I did get one.
Yeah. Or just you can compare it to other shows.
Yeah, exactly. But no, a bomb, pretty much, there's no consoling a bomb. You just have to kind of accept it. And it's like life. It's a metaphor. You just have to go, all right, well, that's what that is, and there'll be other chances.
Yeah. Absolutely. I listened to you on, I don't know how I started listening, but I've been listening to Dr. Drew After Dark.
Oh, wow, fun.
Yeah, I find it really entertaining.
Yeah, he's
a Dr. Drew fan since the
Loveline.
Yeah, Loveline.
Yeah.
God, I was like Lifeline, Loveline. Yeah.
No, he's an entertaining guy. I had never listened to the show. I didn't really know him too well, but they asked me to do the show. I went and met him, and he was like delightful. He was so nice and
it seems
funny.
like he has a history with a lot of comedians.
Yeah,
Can you explain that to me?
I can't really. I don't know much about it. I know just Loveline, I guess. Like he must be kind of friends with comics, and he's got a sense of humor. He's been around.
Yeah.
But it was fun. But yeah, he seemed to really know comedy, and he's on Segura's network, and it's in that same venue. So we had a great time, and I'm like a hypochondriac, so it was nice to get to talk to her doctor for free.
No, I bet.
Yeah, so that was kind of helpful.
I have a story that I brought along that ties into something that you said on the stage last night and said to Dr. Drew as
great.
well. All right?
Okay.
I'm going to tie a couple things in here.
I'm excited.
So you talked about acid reflux.
Yes.
Changing your diet.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe dropping some. We're just going to get to it. I'm going to read you parts of the story. I want to know how you would have reacted in the situation.
Sure.
This is all going to tie in here. This is from a few days ago. An elderly resident who lives in Virginia, in Arlington, Virginia. He was rescued by an attentive mail carrier, neighbors, and first responders after falling at home and not being able to get up.
Okay.
Terrible, right? I'm falling, I can't get up, that whole thing.
Sure.
How do you this is the point of this is how the man survived.
Okay.
He survived on his kitchen floor for 5 days by drinking nothing but Coca-Cola.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem healthy. I mean,
how would his acid reflux be?
I imagine not great. I mean, if you had reflux, Coke is. I was told that like Coke is one of the worst things for any kind of carbonated beverage. And I would drink like 4 or 5 Cokes a day and a couple of chocolate chip cookies. So I did some serious damage to my esophagus and stomach lining, evidently, and I'm trying to get better. But 4 days of exclusively Coke is definitely not recommended.
So you've stopped drinking the colas.
I stopped drinking Coke, yes, in like the end of February. So it's been a while now. And it was hard. It's addictive. I mean, like it's like the worst thing for you. There's no nutritional value. I guess unless you're dying, maybe there is some.
Right.
I mean, I guess if you can put anything in there, but even that seems like it might not even be helpful. But maybe there's some element of water, I guess, in there to hydrate.
Well,
you.
yeah. I mean, there's something.
I guess it's liquid.
Yeah.
But no, it's definitely horrible for you. But it's hard to quit because it's delicious. It's addictive and delicious.
Absolutely. Plus, where are you getting your caffeine then?
I'll drink green tea or whatever, but a little bit of green tea. But yeah, I kind of cut caffeine out for quite a while too.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty dramatic change because I ate
able to do that.
nothing but DiGiorno pizzas and like chicken parm, extra sauce, Chipotle burritos, extra hot sauce, 4 or 5 Cokes a day. And then I smoked cigars too. So I really inflamed my whole situation.
Oh, that was another thing.
Yeah,
I listened to you with Robert Kelly from Montreal.
Oh, yeah,
He's
yeah.
peer pressuring you into have a cigar.
yeah, he kept being like, dude, you can just have one. I have reflux too.
Oh,
and,
dry smoke it. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, I really wanted to because I love cigars and I smoked a lot of them for a long time. But I'm just trying to kind of take care of the throat there.
No, that's a good
Especially
plan.
as a comic, you're using it a lot.
Moneymaker.
Exactly.
So if you fell and you couldn't get up in your New York apartment, and only that old 6-pack of Coca-Cola was next to you on the ground within reach,
eventually I would start drinking it, I guess, because it is filling for a while. It's not like proper filling, but the soda, like you'll feel full after drinking a Coke, so at least you have that.
Yeah.
But I guess I would have to do that. I'd have to put the reflux diet aside to survive. Survival is more important.
Good call. You mentioned Chipotle. I was debating whether I would mention this on the podcast. I had an experience at a Chipotle earlier this week.
Okay.
Have you ever, when you get Chipotle, order on the app so it's ready for you when you get there?
No, I've never done that. I like to see what they're doing and putting in and be like a little more of that, a little less of that. I've never been an app guy.
Okay.
For that reason.
Okay. Because you want to see them make it.
Yeah. And I want to make sure it's fresh and hasn't been sitting there for a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
Long lines don't bother you? Just like, whatever, I'll wait my turn.
No, well, I think the line moves pretty quick at Chipotle. I mean, I haven't been to Chipotle in months also. I mean, I used to go literally like 4 or 5 times a week, and I haven't been like 5 months because of that hot sauce
Sure.
I can't have.
So I did the app, ordered in advance. It tells you exactly when the food is going to be ready.
Sure.
Like 15 minutes from your order, it's going to be
Okay.
ready. So I did that the other day, got there, and it wasn't ready, but there was a long line out the door, and I thought, what the hell? They're just busy. I'll wait. It's not a big deal. And there were some other people. When they have your food ready, they bag it and they just put it on a shelf, which seems super shady because anybody could just walk in. No one's checking. If anybody's hungry out there and you're near Chipotle, you can just walk in, grab a bag of food, and leave.
That is a thing that happens a lot with homeless people in New York.
Oh.
They're onto that. Yeah, I know Sweet Green has that happen a lot, and then Panera Bread.
Okay.
They'll get like a delivery, and then the homeless people will just come in, grab it, and walk out, which I'm actually okay with.
I would be doing it.
Yeah, I mean, and also it's like, all right, the person inconvenienced is the person that gets there and their meal's gone, so they have to wait an extra 10 minutes. But the company, they got plenty of money, and the homeless person gets a nice, nutritious meal.
Yes.
So I'm actually okay with it.
Holy crap! Telling me that a homeless person came in and took my bag of food would have completely calmed me down, and I would have been so okay with that.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. That's what they should do.
I would have been so okay with that.
That's what the company should do. Is go, oh, you know what happened? A homeless person took it. They were going to die if they didn't have it. We were out of Coke, so they got the salad. That would be like a nice thing to make people feel better. So what happened with you, though?
So there were some other people. There was like one of those companies where they'd come and deliver the food. There was one of those guys waiting there. Then there was another 2 women waiting in front of me waiting for their mobile order. So I was like, all right, well, I'm going to patiently wait. They're just busy. That's fine.
Sure.
It's a little bit after the lunch rush, but whatever. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then when it got, as the employee, those 2 people, all the people ahead of me left, got their food. A couple employees came and checked on me. She said, "What's the name on the order?" I said, "Justin." She came back a few minutes later and double checked with me again, and she said the name was Chelsea.
Oh wow!
And I said, "No, Justin."
Yeah.
And then 10 minutes went. I ended up being there 25 minutes.
Oh geez.
And still had no food. The people that were at the end of the line when I walked in were ordering their food.
Wow.
And I still didn't have anything.
Yeah, that's frustrating.
I ended up getting in a little bit of confrontation with a manager because she wouldn't be honest with me. She just like belittled me. Your food will be ready in a moment. Your food will be ready in a moment.
Right.
I said, okay, that's fine. And I said, hey, can you just tell me? I said, what happened here? Because I ordered online and it's not ready and the people are coming through here. She's like, I'm sorry, it's not up to your expectations. I'm like, no, that's fine. Just tell me what happened. So
right.
So I understand. She wouldn't tell me what happened.
Wow. So
eventually I just said, you know what? She goes, I'll give you your money back. I said, yeah, okay. I said, cancel the order. I'm going to go someplace else.
Yeah.
I got my money back. Whatever. What would you have done? Just waited?
I would have liked to have gotten my money back and then still gotten the food. That would have been ideal to me. To get a free meal after
I don't know. Yeah, as soon as I got to my car, I was like, I should have just waited for the food.
I just had almost
because now I'm hungry. I'm still hungry.
I had a very similar experience with a comic named Stavros Halkias. I don't know if you know Stavros. He's a wonderful comedian. He's a Greek gentleman, and he took me to this really like famous or Greek, not famous, but like well-known Greek seafood restaurant in Astoria where we live. And he had never been there, but he's like, I heard it's great, it's amazing. And what you do is you pick out your own fish. The fish are just sitting out there. And then you grab them with a bag, and then you give them the bag. And you go, all right, I'd like this grilled. And they weigh it, and they charge you, and then they cook the fish that you picked out.
Nice.
And we just never got our food. Like, we were watching everybody get our food. It was like we waited for like a full hour. And then he went up and was like, hey, where's our food? And they're like, it's coming. But they wouldn't say they forgot the order. And so we kept being like, well, what do you mean it's coming? Like, everyone's got their food. We gave it to you an hour ago. And then he started yelling at them in Greek, which was kind of like, it was kind of sexy. I was like, yeah, get him, man. Like, he was like, I can't do I don't want to offend any Greeks out there. But it was like, and yelling in another language, and they were like yelling back. It was like a manager and an umpire just screaming at each other. And eventually he's like, you forgot our order. Just admit that you forgot our order.
Yeah.
And eventually we got the money back and we left, but I was like, damn, I really was looking forward. Like, everyone's food looked amazing.
Yeah.
But he's like, just out of principle, we can't eat here. So I was like, all right. So we left. We were I went to like a bagel place. I got like a egg and cheese bagel instead of like a nice piece of salmon.
Yeah.
But that's the way. I mean, you just get so angry when people won't admit, like, yeah, we forgot your order. Just say, like, we blew it.
When she said, when the manager finally came to talk to me, and she said, we're working on it now, which they still weren't. And I said, can you just tell me what happened here, just so I know? I said, because now it's been 25. Just tell me what happened here.
Right.
And she wouldn't answer me.
Yeah.
She just kept saying, I'm sorry, it's not meeting your expectations. Like, no, you're blowing me off. Like,
yeah.
I'm not. I never raised my voice. I never swore.
Sure.
I just wanted to know.
Right.
Like, I deserved to know, I thought.
Right. And that's what she was trained to say.
And then finally, when I said, did the receipt come up in a different room or something? Are they getting lost in the shuffle? And then finally she said, yeah, we lost it. We lost your ticket. I said, look, now you told me.
Right.
That's all I wanted to know.
Yeah.
And then she goes, oh, is that? Oh, so you just wanted to know why, huh?
Oh, jeez.
Boy.
Yeah, I think I hate that lady.
Wow. I think it's time for me to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, just to wrap that up real quickly, I left there. I still wanted a burrito, so I went to Qdoba.
Oh, I like
Familiar
Qdoba.
with that?
Yeah, I like Qdoba.
No line whatsoever.
Of course, yeah. No, I think Chipotle's crushing Qdoba.
I literally went to Qdoba, I was 5 bites into my burrito, and 10 minutes hadn't even passed since I left Chipotle.
Yeah.
It was
No,
like
you can just
that
boom.
fast.
That's how it's supposed to be. Yeah.
Right. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I see you got your Boston Red Sox hat on today.
Yes.
Lifelong fan?
Yes, for sure. Yeah, the earliest memories, I loved the Red Sox, yeah.
What's your favorite professional sport?
It's tough. Probably hockey. I mean, I'm a hockey guy.
Really?
Like, as far as like the Bruins are my favorite, the team that I follow the most, and hockey's the sport that I can most watch almost any level, any game. Like baseball, I'm a huge baseball guy, and if there's nothing else on or whatever, like I'm not going to spend a lot of time watching, the Royals play the Marlins or something. Mm-hmm. Whereas hockey, like I can watch, the Flames and the Canucks play. Great, a nice hockey game. So hockey's probably my favorite of the sports, but I'm a huge baseball guy, and then probably football 3 and basketball 4. Okay. Although football, I like college football. I get so into whatever sport I'm watching at the time. I'm like, this is the best sport. I'm a huge tennis guy too.
Really?
Yeah, I love sports. I love it.
How did tennis get in there? Did you play?
I play a little bit now when I can, but I just love it. I mean, I started going to the U.S. Open. I live in Queens, and the U.S. Open is like such a great event, and I've always loved it. I like the isolation and that mental aspect of it, and it's just great. I mean, tennis is up there as my favorite sports.
Do you go to games, hockey games specifically?
Oh yeah. I'll go to the Islander games and stuff, and because I'm in New York now, and those are more affordable. When they were on Long Island, they were really cheap, but now. They play in Brooklyn. I think they're moving back to Long Island, but those are pretty affordable. And the Bruins games are so expensive, but I go when I can. If I
Okay.
can. Yeah. But I love it.
How about when it hit the news that David Ortiz
Yeah.
was shot? What did you think of that?
Like,
what was your initial reaction? Like, how? Why did you try to connect the dots on why? How?
My initial thought was, I was like, is he not as great a guy as we thought? It seemed like this seems shady that someone came up and shot him execution style.
Yeah.
Where I was like, what is he? Maybe this is bad of me, but I remember thinking that's a strange thing to happen just randomly.
Yeah.
And I've heard rumors and stuff, but it didn't seem like a robbery. I've heard and read. I didn't read that much of it. Now that I know he's better and stuff, but that was definitely my initial instinct. And then it was during the Stanley Cup final, so I thought, man, if they can get David Ortiz to say, let's go Bruins or something, that would really be something. Because it was right before Game 7, I think. I think it was like the morning of Game 7 or the day before. And I thought, they got to wheel him out there and have him. I think I tweeted, I was like, put David Ortiz in net. And a couple people were offended by it. They're like, hey, I was like, I'm not kidding. But
that's fantastic.
my thoughts were with the Bruins mostly, if I'm being honest. But I'm glad he's okay. I love Ortiz.
Was there a different Boston sports figure that'd be more likely in your mind to be the one getting into trouble, like maybe getting shot in the?
I don't know. Like Pedro, I know is a real rabble rouser. I can see people taking opposing teams taking a shot at him. He'd be in brawls and stuff, and but
somebody upset with a cockfight that he was witnessing.
Yeah. He threw at people a lot, so maybe him. Or Manny Ramirez always seemed so aloof and strange. Like maybe that would make more sense.
How about Clemens?
Oh, of course. A lot of people would like to take a shot at Clemens.
That's the one I thought of.
Yeah, that would make perfect sense to me. And maybe, Bill Buckner, maybe someone takes a shot at from the old days. But I thought he got forgiven. He just passed away, so I shouldn't.
Don't do it now.
I love Buckner. You can't. You'd have to, you have to do some searching to find him.
You can't fight back. When players go from the Red Sox to the Yankees, what do you like Boggs or
Johnny Damon? There's a bunch of them. Johnny
Damon,
Roger Clemens.
When guys
Jacoby
do that,
Ellsbury.
do you turn your back on them, or you just go, it's business?
It's business, but I still have that childlike thing of like, what a son of a bitch.
Good.
But they don't. The rivalry, I don't think, means nearly as much to the players as it does to the fans. I think in the old days it meant a lot to the players.
Yeah.
They actually hated each other and stuff, but it bums me out. It feels gross.
Yes.
I'm like, you son of a
That's
bitch.
how I feel.
It's definitely
Brett Favre came to be
upsetting.
the quarterback for the Vikings, and I hated it.
Yeah.
And they were very successful with Favre.
No, of course.
It was so hard for me to be on board with that.
No, it's frustrating. It feels like what the hell? And it feels like finding out there's no Santa Claus. Like you kind of believe in this thing that it's like us versus them, and then they go there, and you're like, hey. Mm-hmm. But then you're like, I factor
believed
in
you.
Yeah, I factor in the human aspect of like, hey, we'll give you $35 million a year, and you're like, hey, I get to live in. I chose to live in New York.
Yeah,
I'm a comedian. I'm like, hey, I'll go
Look
there.
at you, Joe List, turning your back on Boston.
Exactly.
Screw you.
But people will ask me, they're like, are you still a Red Sox fan? I'm like, yeah. What kind of psychopath would I be to move to New York and be like, I'm a Yankee fan now? I'm like, I've hated them my whole life.
Turn your hat inside out. There's a Yankees logo.
Yeah. It's just like it's crazy.
Yeah. Well, good. Don't ever change to be a Yankees fan.
I will not.
You cannot do that. That would not be good. I found out when I was doing a little research about you, I found one of the most random facts ever about somebody, that the town you're from is the home of chocolate chip cookies.
Yes, Whitman, Massachusetts, the birthplace of the chocolate chip cookie.
It's
pretty wild. Yeah, right down the street. And I happen to be a chocolate chip cookie obsessed person.
Yeah.
Which also contributed to my reflux.
I know,
chocolate,
like you
very
mentioned
bad.
that. It's just crazy.
I used to eat at least one, usually 2 chocolate chip cookies every day from Starbucks or somewhere else. And again, I did. When you read about acid reflux, I did everything you can do to get it. But yeah, I'm from the home of the cookie. It's our big claim to fame.
Is that the first thing you learned when you were growing up? Is that this is the?
Well, I didn't realize it was like where the cookie was like invented. There was the Toll House place was like down the street from us, and it burned down right when I first moved there.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize they had invented it. I didn't know that till much later.
Okay.
But no, it's pretty exciting. But I don't think it plays a role. I think I'm just addicted to chocolate chip cookies because they're delicious, not because I'm from there.
Mm-hmm.
But
I had about 5 last night.
Yeah, they're pretty amazing. Well, be careful with all that chocolate. You'll start to reflux.
No Coca-Colas to go along with it.
No, that's good.
What else do I want to talk about here? How much time have we been?
I have no idea.
My phone here. Let me see. I know one here. Let's talk about the podcast you do.
Sure.
Tuesdays with Stories with Mark Norman.
Yes.
Who's been on this podcast.
Yes.
I am a fan of your podcast.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I hope we never offend. It gets a little irreverent. I always feel like I have to warn people. It's not for the faint of heart.
That's true.
Yeah, it can be.
True.
It can be a little spicy and dicey. But thank you for listening.
For sure. You told me. I think it was before we started recording today. Like when I was talking to Adrian last week from the Vag podcast, and found out that. Well, I learned from listening to it as well. They record in a car.
Yes.
Basically.
Yeah.
And where do you guys record your podcast?
We record now at Mark's house. Well, for a while, for the first few years, we were at Stand Up New York upstairs. They had like a Stand Up Labs, they call it. It was like a little podcast network that's still around. And we recorded it there, and then we kind of went independent and started recording it in Mark's living room. And then we went to our friend Alex Brazel, his studio, but he just moved to L.A. to do something. So now we're back at Mark's house. So now it's regularly just at Mark's house on his couch. And it's pretty great.
How often are you doing them?
We do once a week. I mean, we record sometimes 2 in a week, and then we'll take a week off because we're on the road. But we do once a week every Tuesday for like 6 years now.
You guys have merch.
We got some merch. We got T-shirts. We got mugs. We got we got it all. It's been a long time. It's at a nice level. I think we got about 25,000 people listening every week.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
That's really good.
Yeah.
People coming out to the shows because of it?
Yeah, a bunch. Last night there was a bunch of people. I mean, like, not as much as I would like. I'd like to be selling out, but there's,
turning them away.
Yeah, exactly. That's the best thing you can do for your business is say we have no space available.
We've run out of room.
But I'm not there yet. But we had about 10 people here last night, 15 or so. We usually get 10 to 20 people per show, it feels like. So it's nice.
I did what I always do, and I bailed the second the show was done yesterday.
Yeah.
So did you go out and
I
shake hands and pictures and whatnot?
Not to everybody. I'll just kind of go and let myself be seen. So if people want to come say hello, they can.
Okay. Not selling anything?
No, I used to have digital downloads, but I ran out, and then I just never got more of my album. But I should. Sometimes I wish I did because it's nice to have that extra cash.
Yeah.
But it's hard to stand there selling stuff. It's like, you feel like a schmuck. But
yeah,
you got to hustle.
Yeah. Oh, nice to meet you. You were funnier than I thought you were going to be.
Yeah, it's a lot of that. It's hard when people don't want to buy something. They just walk by kind of looking at their feet, and you feel bad that you're standing there. You're like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But
it's like yesterday I was at a grocery store, and the guy was like, oh, hey, would you like free? He's giving free samples.
Yeah.
And the first thing he says, this is, I'm here today. This is my daughter's product. She's been working on it for years. It's a non-granola trail mix or something. Okay. I don't know. It was very tasty.
Yeah.
But he's doing the whole, like, it's my daughter. She's worked really hard, and it's, it's brand new in the stores. And so I try a couple, and then, that moment when you're like, there's no way I'm buying any.
Yeah,
like, I didn't come here with any intention of buying this. This is stuff I normally buy.
Right.
Like, then you have to come up with the thanks.
Yeah,
Is that awkward parting ways? Like,
yes.
I yesterday I said, I'll keep it in mind.
Yeah. That's a nice one. Yeah. And they know. I've had someone call me out one time. I was at a pizza place, and I walked in New York, and the slices just looked old. They'd been sitting around. And he's like, what can I get you? And I was like, you know what? I'll be back. And then you could tell he was like, when? When you coming back, bro? And I was like, he intimidated me. So I was kind of like, oh, I don't know. But I wish I had been like, you know what? Never. Your pizza looks like shit, and so I'm not coming back. Like, I let him kind of like bully me. And this is before I was in therapy. I feel like I could be stronger now. But I hated that. I'm just trying to be nice. I'm saying I'll be back later because your pizza looks like garbage. But he took it personally, I guess. But, what can you do?
I went to Jamaica several years ago, honeymoon, and I was warned before we went that, there's so many people that will ask for handouts in Jamaica. And if you tell them, I'll be back tomorrow, or I'll see you later, that they remember.
Oh, really?
And it was the truth.
Wow.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Good to know.
Where it was like, I got you tomorrow. And then I didn't really have an intention of doing whatever the next day. And one time a guy spotted me down the beach, freaking walks down, grabs me by the arm. Hey, man, you told me you were yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Whoa, I have to come up with a new excuse now.
Like, I was lying, and I will not be back tomorrow. Thank you.
Don't trust tourists.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was uncomfortable. That was very uncomfortable. What you have some videos. I think you just reposted one. I saw the Ultimate Worrier.
Yeah, it's I actually just found that one. What happened was I shot this little web series called The Ultimate Warrior, as opposed to Worrier.
Yeah.
And it's me dressed as the wrestler from the 80s and 90s, the Ultimate Warrior, but I'm the warrior. And I
Wait,
just
who's
worry.
that? The Ultimate Warrior.
I would just worry. And what happened was we shot a bunch of them with comics, and then at the time I was broke and I ran out of money for the editing. And then I emailed my friend who edited the time and said, "Hey, can we finish doing those? I can pay you now." And so we got them edited, and we put one out with Dan Soder.
Yeah.
And
Love Soder.
there's a couple more coming. Yeah. Oh, Soder's one of the funniest guys on the planet. So, yeah, they're real ridiculous. They're on my website, comedianjoelist.com. And you can go check them out. They're ridiculous. It's silly.
Very silly.
But it's fun.
Yep, I'm a big fan of just stupid stuff like that.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah.
I appreciate it.
I found this story, and I think it ties in with that. All right. Researchers at Penn State University wanted to figure out how much of the stuff we worry about is actually worth worrying about.
I think I read this article.
Did you?
Someone sent it to me, I think.
Okay. Well, I'll finish reading it here. They asked 29 people with generalized anxiety disorder to keep a journal of everything. Is this what you read? Keep a journal of everything they worried about for 10 days, and then after 3 weeks, they checked on how many of these worries came true. The result was 91.4% of the stuff people worried about didn't come true. Only 8.6 did. In other words, less than 1 in 10 things you worry about is probably probably not worth worrying about.
Yeah. There's a Tom Petty quote that I love. He said, "As sure as night follows day, most things I worry about never happen anyway." And I try to have that as like a mantra.
Oh, I like
Whenever
that.
I'm worrying, I'm like, I don't have to worry about this. But
yeah.
there's a weird thing.
Can you explain? Don't want to live like a refugee.
Yeah,
That Tom Petty
that's similar. That's also about anxiety.
Okay.
No, but like there's the thing with I figure I was going to say something about anxiety. There's this thing with like sort of anxiety, OCD, which OCD is anxiety, about the thing of like this won't. If I worry about this enough, it won't happen. Like you feel like you're preventing the thing by worrying about it, by like making yourself suffer into worrying about it. It won't happen. Because I always feel like I watch the news and be like, I never thought this could happen to me. I'm like, well, I'll think everything will happen to me. That way it won't. So I'm not one of those people, but it's something I'm working on. I'm trying to worry less, but it's hard. It's like a mental illness. It's brutal.
Yeah. Does
I'm a
your
big
wife help with that?
She's got her own anxiety. She helps a little bit, but she's got her own anxiety issues. We have very similar, severe anxiety, just kind of manifests in different ways.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm working on it. My therapist is working hard with me.
I liked when you asked the crowd last night about therapy.
Yeah, it was about 2 people said they go to therapy.
Yeah.
But, that's about the regular numbers. I think it's not a huge percentage of the population. I think
I did. I didn't. I'm one of the people that didn't. I thought it was for pussies for a super long time.
Yeah.
And then like 9 years ago,
Yeah.
8 years ago, then I went for like 2 years straight. And
Yeah.
loved it.
Yeah, it really helps. It's
Loved
nice.
it.
It's nice to dedicate 45 minutes or an hour or whatever to your mental health. I think it's important.
Mm-hmm. No, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Let's see. What else should be mentioning here? You're set on the Standups on Netflix. Hilarious.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
It was really fun.
Is there a nightly talk show you still haven't done? Letterman.
There's
Corden?
a couple. I did Letterman.
Fallon.
Yeah, I did.
Conan.
I did all. I haven't done Seth Meyers, I think, and then Kimmel. He doesn't have a lot of stand-ups on, but
I don't even consider that anymore.
no, I've done Fallon and Corden, and I've done Conan twice, and I did Letterman, and yeah, they were all so much fun. It's so exciting. I'm trying to get another one going now.
Where are you with like recording another album?
I'm about to do that actually.
It seemed like the stuff I heard last night is not stuff that's out there.
No, it's completely none of it's out there.
That's awesome.
I'm trying to put something together now. Trying to figure out when I'm going to do an album, but it probably in like October, November and stuff. Try to do like a little special and an album.
Okay.
I don't know where the special will go. It might even just go to YouTube or whatever, but definitely going to do those two things for sure.
Nice.
Yeah, it's time.
Nice. Did you see, like each day has these stupid, like, today's Smile at Your Partner Day, today's National Sidewalk Day.
No.
Like, if you look hard enough on the internet, you don't even have to look hard. There are like 2 or 3 national days every day of the year.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Most of them are meaningless, dumb, whatever.
Right.
I accidentally saw one that today's National Tell a Joke Day.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, great. I will tell many jokes tonight.
Yeah, so would you honor that this evening? How were you growing up at, either retelling or remembering street jokes?
I am not great. I retain a joke for like a week, and I'll tell it to everybody, and I love it, and then I just cannot remember them. It sucks. I got to remember my own jokes, and I remember like all these old bits from stand-up comics and stuff, but street jokes, I just lose them. I forget them.
Yeah.
But I love them. They're always great jokes, and I just can't remember how they go anymore.
Yeah.
They don't stick in there.
Did you have the truly tasteless joke books when you were a kid?
I didn't, no. But I had, in my neighborhood, everyone was telling them, so I heard a lot.
Okay.
I loved those jokes.
They, are you involved in the documentary they have coming out?
Which one? I don't think so.
It's called Tasteless?
No, I didn't do that, no.
Do you know anything about this?
No, not too much, no.
Okay. I think Norman's part of it.
Oh, that makes sense. No, I don't know. I didn't do it. I don't think. Maybe I did it and forgot, but I don't think so.
I just found out this morning. They did a documentary about these books, truly tasteless joke books.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
okay.
and it's going to come out, and there's tons of comedians in it.
No kidding.
Including
now
Mark
I'm hurt.
Norman.
Now I'm hurt that I wasn't asked.
Maybe you're in it, and you didn't, like you said, you don't remember.
Yeah, it could be.
And it comes out later this month on Netflix.
No
or not
kidding.
Netflix, pardon me, on Amazon.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll check it out for sure. I love anything comedy. I'll watch it for sure.
I didn't. Okay. I'm going to tell you my favorite joke the only one that I remember.
Sure.
From the truly tasteless joke books, and I don't know if it stands up. It's probably not funny anymore. But when I was in 6th grade, and my friend Bill had a sleepover party, and we were sitting at the kitchen table eating cereal, and I laughed so hard that cereal came out of my nose
That's
as
always
he was
fun.
reading the book. And the joke was,